Hello, and welcome to Deadlines, Nannies, and Other 3 a.m. Thoughts. My name is Trisha Rutherford, Chief Operating Officer at Skylight Financial Group. Throughout this series, we strive to relate, educate, and empower through real conversations with everyday successful women when it comes to finances. As a busy working mother myself, I understand firsthand the 24/7 balancing act that leaves many women in this position feeling like they're not crossing enough off their to-do list at the end of each day. When it comes to their children, jobs, homes, and significant others, let alone the items that may need attention in the financial aspect of their lives, you're not alone. Sometimes it's just about making sure you have the right team surrounding you, and that's where we come in. Listen on and learn more from Amy Fox, partner and financial planner at Skylight Financial Group.
Isn't it interesting what people say? Even with the best of intentions, most people speak from their own perspective rather than from any real awareness of another person's concerns, questions, and ideas. Are we not trying to teach our kids about emotional intelligence, to be kind, to listen, and consider before acting? Are we leading with this example? Tell me if you've heard this one. Someone close to you says something about your work life, and it sticks in your head for a couple of days. Not because you didn't understand it, but because it just didn't resonate. Things like, I know the money's good, but why are you working so hard? Or why don't you slow down and focus on better balance in your life? You can afford it. Of course, there's always the old standard. Money doesn't bring happiness. I'm sure you could add to this list as well. Statements like these don't fit. They are square pegs in round holes. They are not constructive, and they leave you feeling misunderstood. You know who you are. You know why you do what you do. If only friends and family could relate, or even just make an effort to understand your perspective, it might open their eyes. Here's what we figured out. The people who say these things aren't sitting on the same side of the table as we are. In fact, they're not even at the same table. What they fail to understand is a career isn't all about earning power. It's about having a purpose and the fulfillment we experience when we create something or achieve something original that's better, let's be honest, than what anyone else did. It's about doing work that we're good at and enjoy. We want to harness our drive and motivation to achieve. We want to be a success in the world. And yes, sometimes we are overstressed and want to throw in the towel. So why can't we just vent about it and not garner peanut gallery comments? Think about all the times you've interacted with someone who has a hard time being objective, getting past their own point of view. Is that person someone you would go back to for advice? Probably not. Have you ever talked to a financial professional who made you feel uneasy or misunderstood? Could it be because you make more money than they do? Or because they lead with their own objectives? You don't need to know your financial professional's income, but you do need to trust that they will provide guidance and advice based on your goals, not theirs. One of the most difficult characteristics to harness as a financial professional is objectivity and the ability to see someone for who they are and where they are. Your philosophy of money has been ingrained into you since you were young. Very few people change their core emotions around their money behaviors. What does that even mean? As an example, if you grew up in a household that lived paycheck to paycheck, now that you make money, you may like to keep a high cash reserve. It makes you feel safe and like you're doing right by something because you will never not be able to pay for that unexpected repair or make a decision to splurge a little on something. Why is this? Because you watched while growing up and internalized the stress you saw. Subconsciously, you made a decision to not live the same way. Maybe your spouse teases you about this and says things like, oh, we can't spend money because we might be poor. Or perhaps your logical self says, I probably don't need this much. Maybe I should invest it. But you can't, and you don't feel understood when someone else comments on it. A financial professional might be trying to convince you to invest, but your gut says no, and that is okay. It could be because they don't have the same perspective as you, which is why you need someone to take the time to listen to your story to understand how you got here. All of your money decisions, conscious or subconscious, are tied to a script that you learned along the way in life. A financial professional needs to help you identify and articulate those in order to get to a place of being able to make personalized recommendations. Does your $100,000 in cash reserves feel good and safe? So be it then. That's your number. It's critical to work with someone who understands the people around you that are part of your decision-making process. You make a lot of money? Good for you. Now let's figure out how to put that money to work in the ways you need and want and shut down the outside noise. Don't waste any more time mulling over the silly things people say. Talk to us. We will get you.
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Deadlines, Nannies, and Other 3 a.m. Thoughts. Think about how good it would feel to be confident about your money choices and what that confidence could lend to your family. Reach out today to see if we'd be a good fit for your team by visiting the link below.